Hi there YouTube, it's Niall here, and this is my review of the Jawbone UP fitness band for the iPhone and soon to be Android. I've had the band for about a week now, and I believe I'm ready to tell you what I think of it. This isn't a comparison between, the Nike Fuel Band and the Fitbit Flex that's coming out soon, but it's just my general opinion on the device. For those of you who don't know what Jawbone UP is, it's essentially a wristband that tracks your steps and your sleep, and you can use the app on the iPhone to track what food you eat as well, so it'll tell you the calories and the fat and all sorts of stuff that's in our food nowadays. So straight away you can see this is a gorgeous looking wristband. It has this ribbony kind of wavy effect on it to give it a sort of pattern which looks really nice, really kind of professional in a way. It comes with a cap which you have to have on the 3.5mm headphone jack to protect it. You use the 3.5mm headphone jack to sync with the iPhone app and soon to be released Android app, as I said. It's a pretty sturdy cap, it stays on pretty well. I haven't had any kind of fallings off. It has spun around a few times, so it is a little bit loose in that sense, but not loose in a way that it will come off and then you'll lose it. On the other side of the ribbon you can see there is a button. You press the button and it brings up an LED depending on what mode you're in. You can change between active and sleep mode. As you can see there, the little moon comes up when you're in sleep mode and the sun comes up when you're in active mode. Putting the band on is a bit of a pain because it's so rigid and so stiff. It won't really fit over my hand. Maybe there's a better way to put it on, but that's how I've been putting it on. I don't have to take it off my wrist often, only to sync, and they recommend twice a day. Once it's on your wrist, the ends do stick out a little bit, so it can catch on clothes and on your pockets and sleeves and stuff, but that's not really a problem. It looks great once it's on, and as I said before, it's got that look to it, the professional look, and it just looks like a really nice wristband. A big bonus for this band is the fact that it's water resistant. You can wash your hands, go in the shower, and it'll be perfectly fine. They don't recommend swimming in it though, so it's not 100% waterproof, but the odd splash of water or being in the shower is completely fine. I've had no trouble with it. I know in the first band when they tried to do it, it had some trouble getting into the internals and they stopped working, but so far so good. Inside the pack is a tiny USB charger which uses the 3.5mm headphone jack to charge. You connect it to any powered USB port and it just goes ahead and charges. Now Jawbone say it's a 10-day battery life, and so far I believe them. I've charged it once and I've gotten good use out of it so far. On to the iPhone app now, and when you first boot it up you get asked to plug in your band so you can give it a name and check through settings and stuff. Once you're in the app you then get shown a Facebook-esque kind of wall which shows you all your activities that you've done, such as sleeping, and when you go into the sleep mode you can skim through the time of when you were asleep and see when you were in a deep sleep or a light sleep. You also get shown the detailed stats underneath, so how long you were awake for, how long it took you to fall asleep, and when you move into the steps, how many steps you've done during the day, you can see when you were most active, as well as how many steps you've done as a percentage during that day. The app also provides little health tips in these cards, and you can flick through the ones that it brings up for you. It's just a way to help you change your lifestyle and live a more healthier life. Now, one of the disadvantages of the UP band is the fact that you have to take it off in order to sync. You have to take the cap off and then also pull up the app on your phone and plug it in using the headphone jack. It will then detect the band and sync all the data such as your sleeps and steps. Granted, this doesn't take very long once the band has been detected. I don't really have a problem with it. I know some people do and it's put them off buying this band, but I really don't see it as a problem, and it doesn't take very long at all, as you can see. Once the band is synced, you can then see the battery life as well as the data it has pulled across, such as your steps and sleeps. Focusing more on the app now, we have a menu that slides in from the left, showing you your profile, your lifeline, trends, team, notifications and settings. I'll go through each of them now. Your profile is just like a Facebook profile. It shows you all your activities such as your sleeps and your steps, as well as any food you've posted. Teams are essentially groups of friends that you can get through Twitter, Facebook and LinkedIn, and it'll just show you your stats compared to others and how well you're doing in a team. Trends show you over days, weeks and months how consistent you are with your sleeps and steps. It's very nice just to pan through and see how well you've been doing over time. Lifeline just seems like another way to show the same data that you've been looking at the whole time. Yes, it's very appealing to the eye. It looks very nice as you can skim through and see how well you've been doing during each day, in fact the whole lifetime of you using the Jawbone UP. It just seems like a bit of a pointless way of showing the same data. Notifications, simple enough. It'll just show you notifications from the app. It says here I've got no new messages. I haven't really had any messages since using the app. Onto settings, it's just the general user settings and privacy settings. On the main screen of the app, you get a how do you feel section. You can slide up and down, and depending on your mood, you can slide it up to feel good or down to feel bad. It's very cool, very cute. You can send it to your wall, and then when you send it to your wall, other people will be able to see that. You can then, comment. It's slightly like Facebook. You can click on the face and then click like or dislike, and you can also comment on stuff as well, which is really nice. On the opposite side is where you're going to log your food and drink. Now you can scroll down all the different categories such as sandwiches, pastas, common foods and snacks, as well as drinks. Now if you go onto drinks, you can see there's preloaded drinks on there already. They just contain the standard calories that you'd get in those sort of drinks, sugars and whatnot. And there's also a barcode scanner, so you can scan the product that you're eating. And I've just got some Pombears here, which is nice and tasty. They went down well, just so you know. You can scan the barcode just like you would with one of those product barcode scanners for shops. It adds the product to your food, and then you can add some more to the list if you want. If you've had something else, you can also take a picture of the item that you're eating. Some people might not know what Pombears are, so they can see from the picture that you're eating potato chips shaped like bears, which is really nice. You can also change the quantity that you've had as well, so you can slide up and down, and you can say you've had 6 bags if you want, or you've had 0.5 of a bag. It's completely up to you. On the top you can slide left and right, and you can see what that food contains. Once you're finished, you can just hit save, and it will post it to your feed, which other people can see and comment on, so on and so forth. Sliding in from the right is another menu, but this is all to do with your band. Here you can change the goals for your sleep, as well as how many steps you want to do during the day. Once you've gone onto your goals, you can then slide the sliders left and right, depending on how much you want to sleep and how many steps you want to do. It shows you the recommended and average for both. I keep mine recommended, even though I get nowhere near those during the day. Next is smart sleep alarms. So when you plug in your band, you can set up to 4 alarms, each with a 30-minute window, and in that 30-minute window the band will vibrate. This will then wake you up when you're in a light sleep. Basically, it'll wake you up when you're likely to feel refreshed. I must say, I don't really feel refreshed when I wake up. In fact, it's a little bit annoying that I'm waking up before I have to. You can also use your band as a stopwatch, but I find that quite a pointless feature. Next, you can change the settings for power naps, so you can set the optimal time that you want to be woken up at, as well as the maximum amount of time you want to be asleep for. It's pretty handy. I've used it a few times. It tends to wake me up a little bit before, but that's not really an issue. Just in case you've been doing stuff without your band on, you haven't told the band what you're doing, you can add stuff manually. So if you say you've been doing a bit of yoga and you've been putting quite a lot of effort in, you can choose how much effort you've put into it, as well as the start time. So when you started, you can go into the future, you can go into the past, as well as how long you've been doing it for. 23 hours and 59 minutes sounds a very good amount of time to do yoga for. There's also a version for sleep, so how long you slept for. I'm not really sure how you're going to work that out unless you suddenly think when you wake up, oh yeah, I woke up at this time, but it's nice to have that feature. Next is an idle alert, so you set how long you think you'll be idle for, and if you're idle for any longer than that, your band will vibrate, telling you to get active, and do something, because at the minute you're being a lazy sod. I get that all the time. I've had it so many times while doing this review. And the next, definitely not least, is the sync button. So you plug in your band, hit sync, and literally like that, it syncs quite quickly. It tells you the battery life as well as what's been synced across. Overall, I am very impressed with this band. It was well worth the money. I was going to take the plunge and go for the Fitbit Flex when it came out, but it means waiting for an extra month or two. This band is water resistant. Yes, it doesn't use Bluetooth, but it doesn't take long to sync. It looks great on. The app is amazing. And yeah, it just ticks all the boxes for me. It does a really good job. If you like this review, make sure to click like, comment and subscribe, and I'll chat to you guys soon. Thanks for watching.